Aloha Pepsi Cola. Well, my previous entry, I went to the Midland Antique and Art Marketplace. I was made out of the old factory there in Indy. And so I got a couple of things from that Uncle Weirdo's section of the antique marketplace or whatever. So just some cute mushroom mushlings, I guess is what they're called. But yeah, as you can tell. And he called this the Three Amigos. And so you have Godzilla, you have that creepy monkey that was on everything. And you got this little blue lizard guy right there. I actually ran into Uncle Weirdo, or I doubt that's his real name. Probably not. I don't think he went to legally get it changed to Uncle Weirdo, but if he did, then that just adds to the whole persona, I would think. But I imagine, yeah, that's not his real name. But yeah, he was cool. Just talked to him a bit, and he was adding some new additions to his area. He had this like interesting Chinese acupuncture mannequin type doll, just a miniature thing like that, but it just had like just little sections where of the Mariette or mannequin, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it was interesting. So anyway, I just wanted to, for tonight, show some old drawings and maps, doodles that I did back in eons ago, 20 so years ago, or not 20 years ago. Uh, it might as well be, but just in my youth, I guess. Whatever. But these are just like some maps I made. Some of them I was even using the RPG Maker 2003 even back then, which I'm making the new game right now. But yeah, I'm making like that moon game. But yeah, a lot of maps, just like pretty much just game ideas. Yeah, this was a game I had. It's sadly long gone, but it was just type of city RPG type game where you kind of went to multiple cities, and I honestly don't remember the whole plot of it, but yeah, it was interesting. Now, this right here, I still have, and this is actually the map that I pretty much took the Luna Billy game and modified it, and so you might recognize a few things if you paid attention to the game and such. Like this area, this gas station's still there. That fast food place is still there. It's just that whole area of the map has just been like a heavily modified version of this. So yeah, I still have that though. This I don't have, sadly. These, and I should probably go a little bit more into it. So this area, this map here, is going to be called Ozark, and this is when I was really into like Grand Theft Auto, like San Andreas, and so I was like, yeah, let's make like a RPG Maker game of that, and I did do like a lot of the Grand Theft Auto mechanics of it, like being able to program, guns and driving, like beating up people for money, all the Grand Theft Auto things that you would associate with that, wanted systems, all that stuff. And so, yeah, I mean, it kind of did work, and you can find all that stuff, most of it, still in the Luna Billy game. I just kind of carried it over to that, which my goal was really to, maybe go away a little bit from that and kind of go more in a direction of its own. I guess also with a lot more earthbound mother type elements to it. Like it's going to be more of an RPG type thing. And if you actually played the first Mother game, the first Earthbound game, it was kind of like what I'm making right now. It was a fully open world game, way ahead of its time, really, if you think about it. And it was on just, the Famicom. And it was just like even more open world than Legend of Zelda. It was just, it's kind of interesting. There's not a lot of games were doing that type of thing, it wasn't really like a non-linear thing like that. I mean, Zelda was a little bit, yeah. But like you could actually just go travel to every town in the first Mother Earthbound game, and different types of transportations like trains and such, and yeah. So this was Ozark, which was going to be based off of like Missouri, so it's going to be like the Missouri Grand Theft Auto, I guess. Like this is going to be like St. Louis, and this is just going to be like Ozarks, or yeah, something like that. I don't know. This was going to be Illinois. Geographically, I didn't really base a lot on Illinois, really. Like this was supposed to be like Chicago up here somehow. I don't really understand that. This was going to be a Peoria, and this was going to be a Springfield down here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But yeah, like this. Sadly, this is gone. Like, yeah, this was the only one that really survived that. Now, I'm glad that there's a screen, thing I printed out of this because I could, just recreate it, make it a lot better in its layouts. But yeah, maybe in the future. And this one is going to be Indiana, Michigan, somehow Ohio, or a little sliver of Ohio, and this is going to be a little sliver of Kentucky. Yeah, so it was kind of like just a combination of some more states or whatever, but yeah, just kind of like all three of these things were really just going to be like, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, but like Midwest states, I guess. Yeah. So that one did not survive, sadly. This was a fourth one I made, which, this must have been a little later because this must have been a period later because my map making skills got a little better. As you can tell, things are more laid out better with the roads and such. And this was going to be like the South, like a Grand Theft Auto Southern States type thing, where there was going to be like I think this was going to be New Orleans. You can kind of tell it's like New Orleans. It's got the whole Louisiana Peninsula type thing going on here. Is this supposed to be the Mississippi River? This was going to be Atlanta. And I forget which one this was going to be. Like Birmingham, possibly. Not too sure. I would say, yeah, probably city in Alabama, based off of. I think so. But yeah, it was just like another thing that is sadly gone forever. But yeah, I think I did have like two future map projects I was going to work on, which one was going to be out in like the Northwest, which would have been like have Seattle and Washington area, Oregon area, I think even Idaho area, and there was going to be another one that's going to be like around the Texas, I think. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a very fun thing I did back then. I think this was going to be like a I don't know, just like some expansion of Grand Theft Auto 3, like having Liberty City, and then like I guess Carcer City's up there too from Manhunt, the game from, and yeah, yeah. I guess the area where the game Bully takes place is probably in there too. And this was a Metroid fusion inspired type thing, and it was, yeah, just a solar station. Yeah. And then there's another thing that was inspired by something. This is going to be a Castlevania inspired type game I had ideas for, and it's just some map thing. And yeah, a lot of these maps aren't like 100% finished. These were things I kind of did during like school. When I had free time, I just would just draw maps and just imagine these games. I guess, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going on there. It's a big city. Oh, this is a pretty old one. This is just a maze taking up the entire piece of paper. It does have a start to finish, and you start there. And I think the finish is, I think, down here. I think it's down there. But yeah, it's just this whole page, and you can actually get through it. It's just another city. There will be a lot of cities. Some alien creatures. It's a nice desert scene here. Just some more concept art, I guess you could say. Metroid inspired type thing. Kind of. I think there was probably some more things that. Yeah, it has a space elevator. That's cool. Sunblade. Yeah, the whole theme was like Solar War. So it's just gonna be like something about like harnessing the power of the sun completely with this space station or something like that. I don't know. Some dragon. It's another thing in the solar station, I think. Probably. More cities. Oh, yes. I remember making this thing. This was a long time ago. Like, this is a really old map I drew. It's just the island of my imagination, I guess. I don't know. It has like 3 big cities here. And this city down here is actually based on a city I kind of put together with when I. Another thing I did a lot of back then was Lego. So I had a lot of Legos, and so I made a few Lego cities. I might actually have a couple of Polaroids of the Lego cities still around somewhere, but I amassed quite the Lego collection, so I was able to build like a lot of just big buildings and just make a big Lego city. I had this one city that was just like it had like 4 castles or something like that, and it had this like big tower in the middle, and it had like these sky bridges that would all connect to the main tower. And yeah, I just had this whole section in my room just with the Lego City. It was a great time. I miss that. Anyway, yeah, really reminiscing on a lot of things here. So you had this like jungle area, you had this fair carnival area next to a freaking volcano for some reason. I'm not sure what that's all about. There's like some reflective dome here. There's just this big neighborhood here, and you have a little snow area. Oh yeah, you got the desert with the pyramid. Oh yeah, it had it all. And yeah, like I was saying, like Metroid, it was just kind of more concept. I don't think I ever really made this whole map before. I made a couple things like that before, but it's just a lot of projects that are gone forever, sadly. Yeah. This is like some Wild West overworld here. I remember having like Bon Jovi MIDI renditions of like a couple of the songs or whatever, like Dead or Alive and Blaze of Glory. It's yeah, man, I still remember that. I had this whole sand desert effect going on, and you were just some cowboy, and you were wandering around these Wild West towns, and yeah, I miss this one. This one was great. I mean, there wasn't like a whole lot to it, but it was a neat little project I made. And this is like the Metroidvania type thing. So this was something I made. It's a platformer type game. And I think it's this way. Yeah, there we go. I think you start there. That's where you started. And yeah, sadly, another project that has gone forever. More concept map part here for a game that was never made. Yeah, Metroid, Zelda, Earthbound, Grand Theft Auto, just some of my favorite games. Along with a lot of RPG games. Oh, this one even predates that other one. So this is like the one with the 3 cities and all the stuff like the desert and such. And this was I made this before that one. So this even predates it, and I still just, where did that coffee stain come from? Guess it adds some character to it, but whatever. Really old map though. This must have been like a different version of it, or something else I made of it. And many years later, probably. Like another one. Oh yes, this one. So this is like a futuristic version of that map. So it's like the same place, but it's taking place in the future, and so I guess all the land's all different now, and you got this kind of F-Zero racetrack going around the whole thing or something. I don't know. And then you got like this maze, and you got this miniature city or something. You got this sad robot building towering over everything, and I guess this is supposed to be a mountain. And then it has this like space needle type thing going on. Yeah, it's insane. Oh God, I don't know if you want to read that. it's a, it's just some lyrics to a song me and my brother and a couple of friends made. Yeah. Hmm. There's a lot of sci-fi concept going on there. It is just, yeah. I had a lot of ideas for games and such back then. And it's just been something I've really wanted to really dedicate more time to. And yeah, it was like some Morrowind type map. Is this a game that takes place on Mars? I think that was what it was. More cities. And it's kind of like a combination of all those other things, like the Grand Theft Auto, Ozark, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, yada yada yada. So I think it was just like I combined it all here into this one map here. Yeah. More cities. More things. Oh, hey, another Grand Theft Auto thing. Alabama, I guess. Okay. Oh, yeah. I think this was like a futuristic version of this place. Just some concept art with that, I guess. Not too sure. Yeah, just there's a lot of stuff. A lot of cities. I think some of these are actually like combined or something like that. That's yeah. Let's see that. Oh yeah, check that out. Wow. Yeah, this was the Mars game. I actually still have that, so that could be something I show in the future. And yeah, I have a little bit more detail to that one. But yeah, as you can tell, it's just heavily inspired by Metroid Fusion and Metroid in general. Just different sectors all connected. Yeah. Some more cities. More cities. And more cities. There you go. Yeah. So, as you can tell, I had a lot of ideas for games back then. It's kind of something I just did in my own free time. So who knows? Maybe it's something I could explore more and really, just try to make. Well, I'll just have to see though. But yeah, yeah. So that's just kind of my collection of old drawings and maps and paper. It's just an old collection. Tomorrow I'll be going to Kokomo, Indiana, and we'll be seeing a couple of things there. A couple of things I probably brought up in the past. Yeah, so I'll see you all there tomorrow. See ya.